So we always did a pretty big comprehensive sort of ESG materiality assessment with stakeholder input, many stakeholders, whether it's interviews, all the things, and we did tons of research as well. We benchmarking, understanding other companies, and what was so great about Datamaran is that we were able to get that all at our fingertips, really limited some of the manual research we had to do and pull that together in a way, and also not just once a year, once every other year, we're able to do that, more regularly throughout the year. During the materiality process, it's so many groups across Cisco and externally, right? So we have executives, we have different functional leaders and SMEs across the company, finance, legal, of course, but we also work, with getting input from our external stakeholders like our customers and our employees that are internal, as well as our investor groups and suppliers. Obviously, it's a reporting need and it's a really important process that we go through, but for the materiality, what we really wanted to use it for was not just to understand, right, what our stakeholders care about and what's happening, but where the field is headed and where we should be focused, so we could see around corners, sensing that, but also share all those learnings with the functional leads that are actually doing some of the work in different groups, as well as our core team, so that it can really drive, the business strategy, but also the actual initiatives, and the focus of those. So they're actually engaged, most of them, like especially the SME functional groups, are engaged from kind of beginning to end with us. So they not only can help us make sure that we're focused on the right topics, to even start that we're looking at, but also kind of stress test the results and see if, since they work with their own stakeholders. So they're there from the very kind of beginning through the end. And then we do a lot of, like I said, executive interviews, and we share those results up through those executive interviews, and that's getting more and more happening even more at different levels across the company and different groups. I think there's been times where we thought, okay, yeah, these all make sense and the way the results are coming out, but then when you start looking at maybe the specific stakeholder groups, right, or if you start looking at, like I said, the sort of more forward-looking sensing, you start to see different things. And so we've gotten a lot of confirmation, right, with our strategy and our focus areas, and we've also gotten some really interesting insights that help us do something different or more deep in different areas as well. They all seem to have similar but different priorities within those topic areas, and so say our employees, why they choose to work for a company, why they're staying, at Cisco, for instance, we want to know what they really care about to make sure that we're focusing on those things. But if you look at something like the investor lens, they're going to have a different kind of take and purview of where they think we should be focused as well. And our customers really are driving some of that too, because they're looking for us to constantly be upping our game, especially on sustainability. And it's great so that we can get different perspectives across, pull all that together, but also have that more detailed, right, understanding within stakeholders. We've kind of done a little bit more and more internally, and I think that's one reason. It doesn't mean that we don't, have some, of course, but that's a great thing about the Datamaran tool. I feel like it's at our fingertips. We understand it really well. We're able to get more and more knowledge, and even if a different topic comes up, we use it Datamaran, for other things besides just the ESG materiality, since it's got that broad, right, and it's pulling it all together for us. And so I would say, a little more internally, still using some external groups as well at times for different projects, but our team actually is insights as well. So that's part of our purview, is to continue to look for things and share that across the company, right, to make sure that we are focused on the right things in the future, not just now. We do a full ESG materiality assessment every other year, and so those interim years we were able to use Datamaran, right, to see, do we think anything has increased, decreased, from the time before, and to help us validate, right, so that we didn't do a full, but we were able to do that great check and sense and look forward using the tool as well. The amount of data and also the different offerings that you guys have come up with, especially like the executive part, I think that's there's many teams, right, that can benefit from that. Not only just our core team, right, but if you look at the regulatory environment and all the things that every company is dealing with across the board, and all the learnings and where things are headed, I think Datamaran can definitely, right, continue, and all these great offerings have just improved from my opinion, since we first started working with you all, and there's more information and there's more uses, for it as well. Really excited. We just had a new Chief Sustainability Officer named on our team, and so we're really wanting to make sure not only are we driving towards our, public commitments that we made, we can do more of that, and then actually have even a broader, right, strategy around ESG, especially environmental sustainability, that includes, many aspects, right? That's what our hope is, and that's my personal goal would be, that we can just continue to do more and continuing, because we have a great differentiation and responsibility to do those things, right? So we have lots of plans, and we're excited to start continuing to roll those out and keep adding.